All right, next up on the View menu, we have Focus to Data window, and we'll take a look at the Explorer that's built into SoundForge 8. All right, here we are. We've got a few files open here in SoundForge. Next, under the View menu, we've got Focus to Data window. Basically, it's kind of a command. It's good to know, I guess, if you get into a situation where you've got a bunch of windows open, you have a bunch of other things that we're going to actually look at a little bit further down here in the View menu, such as regions list, playlists, time displays, and things like that, spectrum analysis. If you have a lot of that stuff open and you're actually, using that particular thing, and you want to return the focus in terms of the actual computer and the program itself to the actual data file that you're working with, then Focus to Data window does that. And you can do it here under the View menu, or you can just do it with Alt 0 or Alt and the number pad 0. So, frankly, most of the time, if you're running your screen at a decent resolution at all, you can usually just click back in the data window and it achieves the same result. And I think they give it to you here in the menu here simply in case things get buried and you need to be able to somehow get your focus back onto the data window that you're actually working on. But frankly, be honest with you, it's something I've never used. I usually just am able to click back into the workspace and click into the data window with the data that I'm using. Next up on the View menu, however, is the Explorer, and that's Alt-1. You can see all the key command equivalents here for all of these functions, but the Explorer is kind of cool. If you're running at a higher resolution, it's even cooler. Now, we're running at a fairly medium-sized resolution, I should say, for what we're doing here in this tutorial. But if you're running your screen at a higher resolution, which when I'm actually working on files, normally I am, I usually use the Explorer a lot. I really like it because it basically gives me access to literally like what the Windows Explorer is in Windows, and it's on the screen and I have it available all the time. So I have the ability to navigate, to my computer and get to my C drive and get to any external drives such as my CD-ROM or if I have a jump drive in there or whatever. And right now, I'm looking at the folder where I've been getting all of these WAV files and MP3 files from. You can also, view stuff exactly like in the Windows Explorer here. You can go up a level, you can refresh the window. You can, if you are in certain modes, you can create a new folder inside of a folder so you can organize your files a little bit better or differently. You can delete a file, or a folder. You can add it to your favorites, and you can even start a preview. For example, I can click on this file here, and there you go. It'll preview. I can also do auto preview and toggle that on and off. Sometimes, I prefer to have the manual preview on myself because that way then I can choose a file, hit preview, and go, oh yeah, okay, that's the one I want, or maybe it's this one. As opposed to the auto preview. With the auto preview, and if I just click on the file, it automatically starts playing it. And sometimes, I don't know, it becomes a little overwhelming. I have a hard time I prefer to have a little bit more control over it. Also lets you be able to browse the web. You can actually launch your browser. Of course, it goes directly to SonyMediaSoftware.com, but it allows you to be able to do that again right here. And you can also choose how you want to view your data in here, in tree view, region view, summary view, details, and all files. Basically the same choices that you have within the Windows Explorer as well too. So if you're familiar with the Windows metaphor and the Windows Explorer, then you'll be familiar with this. It's nice to have open. It's really nice and convenient to have to be able, especially if you're navigating and using a bunch of small files and doing things like editing sound effects together. And it is sizable and scalable, so you can move it up and down inside of your main window here and put it where you need it, where it works best for you.